Hello, hello. My name is Annie and today I'm doing my May cash stuffing. But I'm really late with this and the finances are a bit of a mess, so I need my coffee. So bear with me. Today I'm drinking the Caribbean Organic Blend from Danes. I really like this. It is a pricier coffee. Flavors, caramel, fudge, marzipan, burnt orange. I mean, I can taste the caramel. I can taste the fruity orange. Not sure about marzipan, but yeah, I really, really enjoy this. Pretty much anytime I see a bean with an Ethiopian origin, I know I'll like it. It tends to be sweeter and smoother. And I'm very lucky because one of my clients last night gave me a gift. I haven't opened it, but it looks kind of delicious. Ta-da! Wow, the waft of fresh Danish. I love this. I have no idea what it is. So we've got some kind of nut situation here. Danish cinnamon scroll, fancy one, I think. 2 of them. We have a donut. Let's see what's inside. Oh, it's filled. It's filled. I think it's got to be filled, right? Oh, it's like a mochi texture. Oh, it's got red bean. I'm going to have a bite. That's nice. So there's 2 of these. This looks like a crocodile, but it's a croissant. It's hefty. One would have to assume it's stuffed with matcha and chocolate. So there's that. I love a croissant, by the way. It's like my favorite thing. All of my friends will tell you, yeah, cafe, I'll get a pastry and I'll get a coffee, yeah? And an almond croissant. So these ones are usually filled with almond paste. Again, quite hefty. So lucky me. Oh, I'm going to be so fat this month, guys. I'm going to be so fat. I'm going to eat the rest of this. So this month's cash stuffing is a bit all over the place. I had actually a lot of other clients obviously, in arrears for the payment for April. So usually I do work off my income from the month before. So for April, I stuff all of the income I made in March, and for May, I was going to stuff all of my income made in April. Now, I'll just come out with it. I was pretty much $5,000 short. So I had enough to pay my mortgage, and then I had to triage the rest of my bills. So because this business funds me entirely, it's usually what I work off to pay everything, my mortgage, my bills, my living expenses, my fun. I don't like to dip into the other one if I don't have to, especially because we're in expansion there. So I've just moved some things around. I had 2 savings challenges running for months. I had the Mother's Day Savings Challenge, of which I had $150. And I had the birthday challenge, which had $210. So I'm just going to add it to the rest. And let's count it up. So I have 1,500, 2,500, 6, 7, 8, 9, $3,000. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 750, 800, 8, 10, 20, 25, $3,825. So this is post-mortgage, but pre-tax. So I'm not even going to bother with the tray. To taxes, it's getting $1,200. I do have a quarterly payment due this month, so it'll be enough. I'll work it out. I've got 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 8,500, 600, 700, 800, 900, $8,900. We're already well into May, and just kind of been putting off filming this video. Superannuation, extra salary sacrifice, unfortunately, is getting skipped, but it has $7,750, which I will be depositing into my super account early next month in June. For now, everything sits in the offset account. Bills and utilities, it's getting its regular $500. So I had $1,655. My big bill already was paid. I've been talking about it for a while now, but my insurance was due. So I had a look around, and it was expensive. I like to pay annually because you save money, but I insure my contents because I live in an apartment, and my strata levies already cover the outer building insurance. So the outside, the windows, the building structure, the roof, everything, right? But everything inside my four walls is on me. And my incumbent insurer for the last 2 years, GIO, they wanted $442.99 to only cover $73,500. Given the cost of rebuilding everything right now and inflation, you know that most people are underinsured. So I needed to lift up my insurance. So this doesn't just cover things like furniture. It covers things like, if you read your PDS, events like a fire, an event like a flood or an escape of liquid event, which is basically when your dishwasher leaks or your washing machine leaks and it just floods your property. You might need to get things like floorboards ripped up and replaced. And unfortunately, in the event of a fire, you might need to, gut out your entire kitchen. And I imagine no one's getting a kitchen renovation done for anything under $80,000, $100,000. Yeah. So I probably should insure for more, but insurance is very expensive at the moment. I fiddled with my excess for this to happen. So I had a look at GIO. If I wanted to lower the excess to $600, it would be $511.34 a year, $51.13 a month. $750 excess, $503 a year. Excess of $1,000, $495 really. So I went around and had a look at a lot of other insurers, including my bank, ING, who I am mortgaged with. They're actually charging more money. I'm like, even with their 15% discount or something when you bundle. And I'm like, well, I already have my mortgage with you. But they came out to be in the high $500 region, like $580, that kind of thing. So I had to look at all the other usual suspects as well. And I ended up going with Amy this year. So I insured my place for $100,000. Again, the excess, lowering the excess to just $600 took the insurance up to $723, which is really high. Just fiddling with the excess, I brought it down to $426.45 for a $1,000 excess. Now, I do obviously have $1,000 in my emergency fund, so, I would be able to pay that. But also paying it yearly saved me money, because if you pay monthly, they wanted to charge $43.06. So it would have been $516.72 versus the $426.45. So simply by paying it off yearly, I save $90. That's what insurance is like at the moment. Realistically, I'm probably underinsured, honestly. The cost of replacement, again, rebuild is really high at the moment. And I balk to I don't even want to see how much a kitchen would cost. I have an apartment with an open plan living. So, pretty much if your kitchen's gone, you wipe out the entirety of your living space. Plus, as you would know, I have a marble kitchen. It's quite luxurious. It's not just the countertop that is decorated in marble, it's the sides as well and the complete back panel. So I have Calcutta marble. It's really nice, obviously. And it actually wasn't that much of an extra cost when I bought my place. I think it was only an extra $4,000. But, since you're paying Sydney property prices anyway, what's an extra $4,000? But the cost of materials, way down the line now is, I did Google actually. 1 square meter of Calcutta marble is now costing around $3,800 of the exact same kind, like design that I have. So, yeah, just to replace my kitchen bench, honestly, would be like $8,500, $9,000. So it's insane. That's what insurance is. Plus, when you pay for your strata levies, which is coming up, you pay the rest of your insurance. But let me get this stuffed. Council rates is getting $100. I did get the bill, so it's due this month too. So 100, 200, 350, 60, 360. And that's pretty much the cost of my council rates. Strata levy, like I said, is getting $300 this month. So I've got 500, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1,000. Yep, $1,000. Strata levy pays for things like building insurance. We have a full-time building manager. We have full-time cleaning staff, the pool, the spa, the lifts. When they go down, you need to call someone out immediately. Gardening. Our gardening contract is quite insane, but we have extensive gardens at my place. The gardening contract is in the yearlies more than 100,000, but they're really, really nice gardens. It's actually really important to have a lot of garden space when you live in an apartment, so you don't feel like you're living in a shoebox. Plus, I'm pretty lucky in that I have a huge balcony. I will show you one day, but it is a large balcony, and I have enough room that I can put like an 8-seater couch out there. So most apartments kind of give you just a tiny little alcove. I have like a full balcony, guys. It's big. So I do take my morning coffee out there most mornings and just lounge, and I have a reasonable view too. So I'm quite lucky. But strata insurance, my building is insured for more than $200 million. And how it works is that everyone who owns an apartment is given what is called a unit entitlement. So that's pretty much what percentage of the building you own, right? So of course you own your little apartment, your 1-bedroom, your 2-bedroom, your 3-bedroom, or your penthouses, right? And you divide the entire building by what percentage you own. So then you pay that in corresponding strata levy fees. So I only have a 1-bedroom apartment, so I only have about 180 unit entitlements. If you have a 2-bedroom apartment where I live, you've got about 250 to 280 unit entitlements. Of course, if you have a study on top of that with your 2-bedroom apartment, it goes up. And I think, if you have a penthouse or a sub-penthouse here, you've got in the 500s, 600s. So you pay more depending on how much more you own, right? So the unit entitlements are divided by 100,000. So I know that last year's building insurance cost about $280,000. And you divide that by 100,000, and then times I have about 180. Yeah. So my portion of my building's insurance is about $500, was about $500 last year, plus what I just paid in my own insurance that's inside my 4 walls puts, my year's insurance up to about $934, $35. So in case you were wondering, that's how apartment insurance works. I think a lot of people don't take out contents insurance in apartments because you think your strata levies pay for it, but your strata levy insurance pays for major things: structural insurance, the roof, the outside walls, the foundation, that kind of stuff. Anyway, $1,000 in strata levy. It's also due at the end of this month. Medical is getting skipped. Business is getting skipped. Savings, I try not to skip it if I can avoid it, right? It's getting $500. I got $5,500, $6,000. Because I'm self-employed and single, I only have myself to rely on, so I really am financially conservative. I just want to have as much in the bank, as much in the buffer as I can. I genuinely don't have any goal for savings except for peace of mind, which is pretty much what the emergency fund is. I have $15,000 in my emergency fund currently. I would like to get this up, double it, because this is 3 months of my expenses. So we're talking 3 months of mortgage plus living expenses, basically no fun. So my outgoings are, in the 5,000s. Every month, I'm only a couple of years into my mortgage. I'm year number 4 into my mortgage. So I still have a while to go. I'm hoping for some more rate cuts. Hopefully that will ease the pressure a little bit. But we'll have to see how the global economic situation is. So 15,000 emergency, and it literally won't get used unless, there is a massive emergency. Even if I had to use my insurance excess, if something, God forbid, went wrong, I'd probably pull it out of savings first. Groceries and eating out, it's regular $600. I've gone out a lot, and I will be going out even more this weekend. May is a busy social calendar month for me. I had my birthday, my siblings' birthday, Mother's Day, and just general catch up with friends. Splurge. Splurge is pretty much getting skipped this month, except for the $210 it had from birthday. So again, I don't need the money in here when the income is tight. So $500, $600, $700, $800, $915. And I've already spent this, yeah. I went out for my birthday. We went and got takeaway, got food, and went to mum and dad's place. Home and miscellaneous is getting $100. I've got 150, 70, 170. Family, it's also getting skipped except for the 150 that was in Mother's Day. Now, I spent my Mother's Day gift money out of family last month. I bought my mum a new foot massager, one of those machines, and she's really loving it. So pretty much is swapping the savings challenge for what goes into here regularly. Gifts and hosting is getting skipped. Overspending is getting skipped. It still has $100. It's just a buffer for if I go over in any of these categories. Never the Bride. My friend's wedding is happening in October. And actually, I caught up with them 2 weeks ago, and they said they're about to send invitations out, but we already got to save the date anyway. It's on the fridge. So I've got $500, $600, $700, $800 in Never the Bride. Very fortunately, this wedding is happening in Sydney. It's happening at a very, very, very swanky location. Yeah, the banks of mum and mum are paying for that one. And savings challenges. I need to start Father's Day. Father's Day is September, right? But in Taiwan, Father's Day is celebrated on the 8th of the 8th because it's pronounced Baba. So they basically have Father's Day on the homophone of father's father. So it's getting $50. $50. My father has already started talking about his birthday. It's in a few months, and Father's Day as well. I think he's giving me very strong hints of what he wants, and what Dad wants pretty much angers Mum. So I have to play the very political game of how much do I indulge my father and how much do I want to annoy my mother? Yeah, it's usually some kind of like power tool that basically Mum will accuse him of using like 3 times and then stashing away and hoarding and taking up room. But my parents are baby boomers, right? I'm a millennial. They live in a big mansion, a house. They've got the storage space. And in fact, I just use their house as like my dumping ground for everything that I can't store here in my apartment. So, like winter coats, boom, Mum and Dad's place. My former bedroom, by the way, has been turned into like a storage room. Like we're talking boxes, big cardboard boxes piled high. They left the bed. Don't worry about that. They left the bed, but if I want to stay the night at Mum and Dad's, it's like Tetris. Least favorite child confirmed, right? No. Father's Day, $50. Buffer. This is the scratch off savings challenge from Re at Planning for Reality. I scratched $15, so $15 is going in. So 50, 60, 70, 75 in this Make This Year Your Year Savings Challenge. I don't know what I want to use this for. We'll see at the end of the year, right? Maybe something boring like bills buffer. And next month isn't getting anything. So that's been my cash stuffing for May. I'm pretty late on this. In fact, I probably should do an unstuffing to balance my accounts. But I'm just going to enjoy my pastry and my coffee. I hope you've all been well, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.